Welcome everyone. Today's video is all about this beautiful plant called the Sambuca black lace. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now this beautiful plant is actually in the alder family, and that's one of the reasons why it does grow so well. Now this plant does drop its leaves over winter, so it's what we call a deciduous tree, right, or shrub, large shrub. Now these get absolutely to a monstrous size and they do really need keeping in check. But with that, you can prune them into any particular shape that you require. Now I was very lucky. I visited a beautiful garden, Shane's garden, and he had very upright variety, right? And I was like, how have you managed to do that? He said, I'll just simply take off what I don't want. The brilliant thing about these very hardy shrubs is they will take such a hard prune. You can prune them back almost to the floor and they will resprout, right? So you could make them into pom-poms, which are a little bit difficult with the feathery leaves, but you could do it into pom-poms. You could deck them at the floor. You can have multi-stems, you can have one large stem, you know, you can do whatever you want with them, and they're not too fussy about when they actually do have a hard prune. I'd always recommend springtime, very early spring or autumn for a decent prune. And like I say, you can prune them at any particular height. It really just depends on what you want for your garden. So let's go back 2 seasons and I'll try and dig out some footage of when these plants went in. Now they were only this big. They were absolutely tiny. I'm talking about 3 or 4 inches. Now the slugs did knock them back ever such a lot, but what that did do is it created like a multi-stem. So instead of just having one stem, which I bought, and I actually bought these off Facebook Marketplace for a couple of quid each, the slugs knocked them back and then they multi-crowned, and then that's how I've got these absolutely beautiful plants now. Now I'm gonna let you into a bit of a secret now when it comes to the flowers. So we've been out and about on my week off, and my wife said to me, "Oh, what's that beautiful flower?" And I said, "Oh, that one there." And then she clicked, right? Because all she ever says in the garden is, "Oh, I hate those plants. I really don't like those plants in the garden." So this is, my wife loves everything that I do in the garden, but she keeps saying, "I really don't like those plants. I really don't like the Sambuca black lace." And we went out today and we saw 4 or 5 in full bloom. So these do flower, and they flower in late spring. So we're now at the end of May and the buds on them are absolutely loaded, right? And my wife said, "What are those plants?" I said, "Don't tell me they're Sambuca," and they are, right? So it's took a couple of 3 years for them to actually flower. Now I think I've had these for about 2 years now, and I have selectively pruned them. All I've done with mine is I took a little bit off the side here so I could expose my Cordyline australis a little bit more, and I took a little bit off this side here as I have planted a banana tree just in here. As you can just make out, it's popping its head up, so I'm hoping that makes a really lovely statement this year. So again, you can do pretty much anything you want with these plants. They are extremely tough, extremely hardy. Let me just tell you the other side of that. I don't want to put you off growing these absolutely spectacular shrubs, but once you have got them, you've got them, right? They're going to be extremely difficult to sort of dig out. They will have some very strong root systems. And if you're thinking, well, I'll just cut it down and then that should kill it, it will actually just make it a little bit stronger. Of course, there's ways and means that you can actually treat the stem and things like that if you eventually do want to kill it, but just bear that in mind, okay? So once you've actually got them in your garden, they will take a little bit of digging out once you've got them. So that's just a little bit of a pre-warning. I've actually got 3 in my garden. You've just seen that one behind me, and then I've got 1 over the other side. The other side doesn't quite get as much sun. Now I built a summer house to create a little bit of shade, and I'm not even joking, that's not even 2/3 of the size of these 2. I've hardly done any pruning on that, trying to create any kind of shape. I've just let it to kind of establish and do its thing. These two are in complete sun nearly all day, right next to my olive tree, right? So they're in full sun all day and they're absolutely thriving. Care guides always say part sun, part shade, or full sun. Over there, it's probably part sun, part shade, and it's not done as well. Of course, every plant is sort of different in everybody's garden. So some people say, well, mine's in full shade, it looks fantastic. You know, I'm just saying what's in my garden, right? These two are in full sun and they look far better than the one in part shade. Now, when it comes to pruning, for me personally, what I will do is I will continue to take off the bits and bobs that I want all season. I'm not going to give it any kind of hard prunes. I actually want these shrubs to be quite big. So, and I want them to probably not be too wide, as I will like to plant quite closely to them. So it's just a case of what it fits my requirements. When I'll do that very early spring, or I'll do that in the autumn, just because I like to follow some things by the textbook, if that makes sense. When it comes to feeding, they're really not a fussy plant. I use, and you guys will know I talk about it all the time, but I'll use like a chicken manure, which is great for growth. I'll also add some soil sort of conditioner, something like a grow more or fish blood and bone, just for general health of the garden. And but like I say, these would probably thrive, right? Just if you never ever fed them. With them being in the alder family, they're really not going to be too fussy. Now, if it comes to flowers and you want more flowers, you can give them sulfate of potash. That comes in like a powdered form, and you just scatter it on the base and then water that in. I wouldn't recommend using it as a water soluble, mixing it in. Just pop it straight onto the ground and then water it in. But after a couple of years, you should get an abundance of flowers anyway. So I've actually managed to successfully take cuttings of these, and they are very, very simple. So I did mine, I think I'm going to say late summer. I simply popped mine into some multi-purpose compost. They were about 6 to 8 inches tall, kept them nice and moist, and I put them in a shady part of the garden. I didn't put anything over them. I didn't put them in any kind of like greenhouse or conservatory. The idea being you wanted to keep them nice and moist, even though end of summer it still was quite a lovely temperatures, right? So you don't want them to dry out. That's the most important thing. And the reason why we say put them in the shade isn't for the sun on the leaves, it's purely for drying the actual pot out, right? I think it took about 3 to 4 weeks for them to actually root, and then we've got more plants, you know, to add to the collection, right? And I think I actually give those away. So they are super easy to sort of create or actually multiply your collection as well. So just give it a go. You will be pruning these plants quite regularly if you want to keep them in check anyway, so you'll have the material. So pop them in a pot midsummer and towards the end of summer, pop them in a pot, put them in a shelter spot in the garden what's not sunny, nice and shady, keep them wet, and then 3 to 4 weeks you'll end up having your own set of rooted cuttings as well. So just give it a go. Like anything in garden, I always say just give it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't beat yourself up about it. But sometimes the things that do work, you know, they make you feel $1 million, right? They make you feel $1 million. So yeah, so really very easy to propagate. And for the eagle-eyed viewer, I have finally managed to paint my fence. Can you believe it? It's been a while, hasn't it? But I've managed to do it, and it makes this look even better. I think you'll agree. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this very quick care guide on this Sambuca. I absolutely love this plant. I knew I would want one in my garden, and like I say, I think I bought 3 from a lady who just did a few experiments with cuttings, but I'm very grateful that I did. The variety is black lace. There's a couple of different varieties, but this one I have grown myself, and I kind of know roughly how it behaves and how I like it. Like I say, it's only I'm going to say 2 or 3 years. I think more 2 years old in my garden. So just be warned, it's almost the same height as me, 4'3". But if you did enjoy it, then please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out, and drop a comment down below as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do. Until tomorrow, I will see you in the garden. You take care.